In this video, we're going to go through how to set up a classroom in Google Classroom. So the first thing you need to do is get to Google Classroom. You can either Google Classroom, or if you have your web apps, so let me go back to, let's say, my drive. You can click here, and some people actually have it here. Like mine, it already shows up. The one thing you'll need to make sure is that you're logged into your Stanley County Schools Google account, because you do have to have an educator account in order to access Google Classroom. So going back to this start page, if this is the first time you've ever used Google Classroom, it'll be completely blank, and it'll walk you through how to set up a class. The first thing it's going to instruct you to do is click on this plus sign, and it'll give you two options: join a class or create a class. Since we're a teacher, we're going to create a class, and all we have to do is name it. So I'm going to name this one just test. I already have a test class, but I'll do this just to show you kind of what it looks like. And we'll hit create. Now you can name it anything you want to, whether it's first period, math. I mean, that's really up to you, and it depends on the subject you teach, what grade level you teach. So set it up so that you know exactly what it is. When you pull this up, it will actually take you through a tour if this is your first time, and show you everything that you need to do. Really, in order to manage this, there's nothing you need to do. It gives you an option where you can invite students, but also on your home page for the classroom that you're in, it gives you this code. And what I would suggest doing is writing it on the board and having your students go to Google Classroom and then type in that code to join. It will also walk them through what to do. They'll do something very similar to what we just did. They'll click the plus sign, join a class, and then enter that code, and they'll automatically be put into your class. I wouldn't suggest typing in emails and inviting all these students. Just seems like it's more work really for nothing. Let me go through a few key features in this. All of your students by default have the ability to post and comment on your stream. And your stream, if you're familiar with social media, is kind of like your wall for Facebook or your Twitter feed. It's going to be a place where it can really work as a social interaction. But if you don't like this, or you think that it's going to be distracting, you can change this option where students can only comment. So that means you have to post up a conversation and then they can comment on it, or only you, the teacher, can post or comment. So really it's what you feel comfortable with. If you find that it's too distracting for your students, I would definitely limit that. If you click on the About, it also gives you all the information about your class. And it tells me that the Google Drive folder is test. When you created your classroom, you now automatically have a classroom folder set up in your Google Drive, and inside that classroom folder is a test folder. That was the name of the class that I set up. So it just helps on an organization type piece. Let's say you have a co-teacher that you want to invite into your classroom. You can also do that here. Just hit invite teacher, and then it pulls up this dialog box out of my contacts, or I can go to groups if I want to find somebody within a group. You can also direct add them in. So it's just a good way to share your class if you're teaching with more than one person. In the next video, we're going to go through how to complete assignments and how to actually grade those assignments.